Just wait for the filters to be done for the truck. Hopefully it doesn't take much longer. Hopefully it doesn't take much longer. Hopefully it doesn't take much longer.
Even more.
The truck's still in the shop. We still don't have a truck. It's been a week. That's fine. It is what it is. But I'm getting stir crazy. Because we're not doing any adventuring, I don't have much to show you. So I just figured I would answer some questions that I see commented. Also, this YouTube thing just feels so corny, but I think I'm like all into it now. And so here we go. Welcome to my Q&A. Woo! First question. When did I get my CDL? I got my CDL in October of 2022. And I got it at a truck driving institute called HDS in Tucson. I did that. I got my manual endorsement and I got my school bus passenger endorsement. So I did 2 tests, one for the truck for the Class A and one for the Class B. And my truck driving school did only have manual trucks for you to test and get your CDL in. And so I did get my endorsement. I'm not going to say that I'm proficient in a manual truck because when you come out of school with your CDL, more than likely you're put in an automatic truck. And so that's what I got comfortable with. I do get the opportunity occasionally to drive a manual truck. Am I comfortable with it? No. Am I proficient in it? No. Can I do it? Yeah. Do I feel comfortable doing it? No. Just really uncoordinated, and I think that has a lot to do with not being able to be really good at it. It is my life goal to be able to proficiently. So from getting my license, I hopped right into Swift. Say what you will. They were a really good company for me, honestly, especially starting out. Their home terminal was really close to where I lived, and it just worked out really nicely. So I did over the road with them a little over a year. And from there, I did a Tractor Supply dedicated account, which I liked because I was home every other weekend, but it was the same runs, the same thing. And so, yeah, we made the change, and I went over to Landstar and then got back over the road because I really missed it. Why did I become a truck driver? I was 26 when I got my CDL. I feel like I lived that social aspect of my life from, up until I was 26 to where I was not really, I've never been a party girl. I'm like super introverted, I'd say. I was a bartender before I started truck driving. I remember being younger and, getting my driver's license and stuff and hitting the interstate. And in the back of my head, I'd always be like, I have free will. What if I just kept driving? Like I just wanted to keep driving. I wanted to explore what was outside of my, Arizona bubble, which I'd lived in since I was born. Every day is something different, something cool, even though it's the same kind of job where you are picking up a load, delivering a load, picking up and delivering a load. Like the trip is what you make it. And I find a lot of beauty in the simplest little things. If I have a good day, it doesn't feel like I worked at all. Like it does not feel like work. I did go to community college to try and become a nurse. That was something that I thought about doing as I was like floating through my 20s trying to figure out what I wanted to do for like a career. I suck at school. I hated school. I actually hated it. I would sit in the parking lot before class and just like not want to go because I couldn't picture myself sitting in a classroom staring at a computer screen and reading and like retaining that information, like retaining things that I just have to read. Not my forte. I don't think my heart was into it, so therefore I didn't do it. And then I saw a truck. Then I went on the inside of a cab of a family friend's truck and I was like, this is what I want to do. And within like 2 weeks, I was already enrolled in school. But after like doing research, I was like, I really think I could fit into this lifestyle like easily. And I did. And I absolutely love it for the most part. When your heart's into something, you just get super excited for it. All those little milestones just seem to just fall into place. I do like being on the move. I do like seeing where the next load is going to take me and just seeing all different parts of the United States. It's so cool. I went on a girls' trip with my friends and we went to Missouri, and that was the coolest trip ever because that was like opening my eyes to like my bubble of Tucson, Arizona, that there's so much more for me to see. And I'm also just like really introverted and I really love my little bubble and my little space in the truck. It's perfect. Other question I saw is, what do I drive? I drive a 2019 Freightliner Cascadia mid-roof with a little longer wheelbase than usual. which has been fun, and a challenge to switch to. I really learned a lot about what you can and cannot do with that truck. It may look funny having a mid roof, extended wheelbase truck pull a dry van, but I see them. And on top of that, like I feel like this truck has a lot of potential to pull other things like a flatbed or who knows? Who knows? It's got potential. I think like total was under $40,000, and it doesn't matter what truck you drive as long as it runs. And it's been pretty reliable so far. Like those DPF filters needed to be changed, but she still ran. Like she still did good. You know, she's coughing and a little choked up, but she did a really good job. Some guy in my orientation was making fun of my Freightliner Cascadia, and it was really funny because he was like, "Oh, what truck do you drive?" And I was like, "Oh, Freightliner Cascadia." And he was like, "Oh, you didn't even get a good truck." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that was weird, but whatever." And then he's talking to some other dude, and he's like, "Yeah, my Peterbilt's in the shop, just waiting on parts." And then the other guy was like, "Oh yeah, my Kenworth is also in the shop waiting on parts." And I'm like, "My Cascadia is parked in the parking lot, and it's not needing anything at the moment." So that was like kind of satisfying. Do I own my own truck? Yes. I'm like an owner operator without all of the owner operator responsibilities. I just don't run the business aspect of it. I have a someone special that does that for me, which I'm very grateful for the position that I'm in right now. I got a good gig going on. So we are contracted with Landstar, which has been really cool to see the whole other side of trucking that you don't get to see. What do I like to listen to on the road? I just listen to a lot of music, mostly EDM music because it gets me hyped. I do have a very guilty pleasure of Pierce the Veil Collide with the Skies album for nostalgic reasons, and that is my Stay Awake album because I know every single word from that album. So that's my guilty pleasure. True Crime Junkie for sure. What else do I listen to? I don't know, just a lot of music. And it's been weird. I don't know what it is recently. I've been listening to nothing. Like I'll just sit and listen to the truck, and maybe because it's been sketching me out about the DPF filters recently, but I'll just sit in silence. That's been kind of new. So I don't know what that is. If it's like a phase or if I'm just doing that now. It's just because I'm thinking and admiring the things around me. Downsides to trucking. Yeah, it sucks not feeling like you are home all the time. You miss out on holidays, like family life events and stuff like that. But I do have to give a lot of love and support to my family because of the love and support that they give me. That's another reason why I really wanted to start YouTube, is because I know that I have this terrible problem because I will get FOMO talking to friends and seeing things online to the point to where I will kind of isolate myself in my bubble, and I don't reach out on the phone like I probably should. I don't talk to people as much as I probably should because I love my space, my time, my bubble. It's like what is in front of me is like what I'm enjoying is around me. I do enjoy finding the little pleasures of life, like, I don't know, this burrito that I got in New Mexico being the best, or that tree over there by the river is so pretty. So I live so much in that mindset that I do not tie myself into the circle that I used to be in. And so that is something I definitely need to work on, is being more present. Even though I'm not present, we have the technology to do so. I really struggle with imposter syndrome so badly, to the point to where like I don't give myself any credit for like any of the work that I've done or any of the growth that I've done. I drive the truck, I back the truck, I make the deliveries, I occasionally make the calls to book the load. I just always feel like I'm pretending to be someone that's doing that, but I am actually the person doing that. And this big rig, like I can drive it. I've been driving it for over 2 years. So I don't know. My next question, that's going to be my favorite question, is how did I get Kona? Kona was a stray. I told myself, I was like, no more dogs. Like, like I really need to focus on myself. No more dogs. And then this little bean shows up in Laredo, Texas at a shipping office. This is when I was teen driving. And she comes out under this fence, so tiny, so small. I don't know if she was abandoned or, there's stray dogs there all the time. She just wandered away from her family. But she had been living at this shipping office for 3 days, 2 days. And they were like, yeah, we can't take her. We're just hoping a driver would take her. And I could not say no. And I never had a puppy. So I was like slightly overwhelmed. I was like, I don't know how this is going to work, but overall, it ended up being a great thing. It's cool having a puppy in the truck because that truck ends up becoming what the puppy knows. And so she's a great trucking dog. Kona. Kona, stop. Found her back in October. So we like to make her birthday 10/4. I've also been asked how I stay fit and healthy on the truck. I rarely eat out at the truck stop. I am so grateful for my fridge and my mini skillet and my microwave. So I can't say that I eat out very often. I do occasionally do the when in Rome, there's a restaurant at this truck stop that I like, or there's a restaurant across the street here that I really like where I will treat myself. I really do just end up snacking a lot in the truck, and then I have like one big meal at the end of the day. When it comes to working out, I can't say that I work out too often. I used to be very, very active before truck driving. I would be hiking, rock climbing, camping all the time. But I also think I'm blessed for now with a pretty good metabolism. So you just got to keep that up. I have noticed my strength gone down significantly, which kind of sucks. I used to be buff, but I've lost quite a bit of that. I don't know, it comes and goes in waves where I'm going to be super healthy and then I'm going to kind of, I think that's just life. A common question that I see often as well, can we team drive now? For new drivers looking to get their CDL, know that it is a lifestyle. And I think the biggest tip that I can give for you is know what your truck can and cannot do. Not this truck specifically, the mega carrier trucks, Swift truck. I have definitely learned through mistakes with that truck that I know what I can and cannot do. I think one of the worst situations I've ever put myself in was the day that I learned that you can't just turn around. The trailer was victimized by a culvert because I tried to turn around. As much as I look back and I hate that memory that I put myself in that situation, I learned 3 valuable lessons. First thing is, before you peel out of anywhere, know which way you're going to go. And then maybe have a backup in case that road is closed or something, because that's what happened in my situation. You can't just turn the truck around. You need way more space than you think you do. If you think you have enough space, you're going to need more. And third of all, don't listen to the GPS. There are no truck routes everywhere. You will make mistakes when you first start driving. The first month was rough. Goals for the future. I don't really know. Pay off the truck, first of all. It's got 2.5 years left till it's paid off. Hopefully throw some more money at it sooner than that. I have always had the dream of doing flatbed, which I've dabbled in a little bit here and there. But doing it completely solo has been a little bit intimidating to me. Like, if it's strap and go stuff, palletized, like, cool, whatever. Yeah, we got this. We can do this. But when it comes to stuff that's like really odd shapes, and I know there's some like math involved, like you really have to use all your brain, I doubt myself in that. And this truck is basically built to pull a flatbed, that maybe I could do it, but I don't know. I make pretty decent money with the van freight, and I like the drop and hooks. And oh, this truck has made pretty decent revenue on just pulling Landstar's vans. So I don't know. We'll see. I also started with reefer and don't mind the idea of getting a reefer for this truck. I know Landstar has got some pretty good freight for reefer. Just the downtime of it does not sound appealing. I remember I started out with reefer and it was with Swift, and the 8-hour plus unloading times, I don't know, it just drive you crazy. And now I'm doing just pretty good with the van freight and the drop and hooks. I'm pretty sure I have all my endorsements. I have my Class A, I have my Class B, I have my tanker, my triples and doubles, and I have my hazmat. So next is motorcycle. I didn't say that. Don't tell my grandma I said that. That's all that I can think of for right now. Ignore my legs. I bruise like a freaking peach. It's ridiculous. I don't know if it's that or I'm just super clumsy. Probably a little bit of both, but anyways, probably go to the lake again and just try and keep busy until the truck is done. So thanks for sticking around. And if you watch me for me, then hi. If you watch me for the trucking content, probably catch you next week when I get the truck. So hopefully by Monday we'll be rolling.